Come with us on a class trip to the Dallas Holocaust and Human Rights Museum. So this class isn't actually a history class or a Holocaust class. It's actually English 4366, which is young adult literature taught by Dr. Joanna Johnson. This class is a lot more than a literature class. We don't just look at technical aspects. We look at what it means to be a young adult, a teenager in different times. What connects us? What kind of joys do we share? What kind of fears do we share? Recently, we read Helga's Diary, which was a diary about a young girl who survived the Holocaust growing up in a ghetto. And we read Vedum, which was actually a magazine put together by several teenage boys who grew up in the Holocaust in a ghetto and most unfortunately died. When you read something, your mind tries to imagine it. And when you watch TV or a movie about something, even a documentary, it's never fully real because it's through a screen. But when you see things in person, actual artifacts and spoons that people ate with, clothing that people wore, it makes it real in a different type of way. And I've been to museums like this before, but it's very different going to a place with someone who knows what everything means and takes the time to explain it to you, who takes the time to give you a deeper understanding of things. And that's what Dr. Johnson did for us. Reading those narratives and the poems and the short stories and seeing artwork that teenagers made at this time, and then coming to this place and seeing what everything really was, making it tangible, making it physical, it connected something in my brain that really hadn't been connected before. You can read about history, but I don't know if it'll ever connect if you can't see history.
It was a lot to me. And yes, sad and happy to know all of this. I didn't grab the information we were getting in the class, but now after being here, like the clothes, the video showing the different camp, and the most part that I liked, that I was focused on, it was the ghetto, how people are treating those camps. So it's very informative, very interesting to know as information. And also, it's kind of sad. Could say a lot of people died. There was a lot of fact that showing that people were in the street. Some died by bullets. Some died by lack of food. Some died by maybe 6 millions. The rest of the trains, you can physically touch them and feel the way it was. Because seeing them on the picture, it looks different when you are close to them, and you get a sense of what is being told in history. It's important to have sense of those history because we have uh television saying something that you never been experiencing, right? But when you come here and then you see that this is a human being, it might be you, it might be one of your family, maybe your ancestors living these things. So when you get touched on those things, it can just change your mind on some situation going the flow, and then you can also switch yourself and then put yourself on those places and know that how you can actually act with people in society in general.
So we took the stairs. It was like each level you would learn something different. And you kept learning at each level, and you had to I hate stairs, so it's like a physical labor to get up the stairs, and you really get into that experience. It's like 5 flights of stairs up to the top, but it is a completely different experience seeing history and reading history. When you're reading history, you can separate yourself from the event. The Rwanda exhibit, because the back of it had this clock, and it would, like, every few seconds a number would go on to it, and it was supposed to represent how fast a lot of the death was happening. Because when you're looking at the numbers rising, you feel a sense to do something about it, but you're just standing there looking at the numbers rising, and it's very troubling to, like, watch stuff happen and not do anything. A physical item that I saw that really impacted me was this tiny whip that would be used to whip people. I remember seeing this belt, and it was like this. It was this thin, and it said that the person who had the belt was that skinny after everything he went through in the concentration camps. And it's definitely way different than just hearing somebody say, "Oh, I was hungry," or than hearing somebody saying that, or like reading accounts of people starving, because you're like, wow, that's skinny as hell. Yes, I would recommend people going to the Holocaust Museum. If you don't learn from the past, you're doomed to repeat it.